Hello, all my fellow humans. Friday night here, sitting by the fire once again, keeping myself warm. I've spent most of my day outside here on the porch. And thankfully today, I dialed myself a little bit deeper into what it is that I want to create. So yesterday I was in sort of resistance to that, and not to say that I won't get into resistance again. Has happened several times today, as a matter of fact. However, I chose very carefully what content to put in my eyes, in my ears, and what I'm digesting, effectively what I'm feeding myself. So whether that's food or content, it's stuff that either nourishes me or it's stuff that takes away my nourishment. So I wonder if you're feeling the same way, where too much of that sort of mundane, chaotic, hypnotic, sadly, but rhetoric, conspiracy theory, the danger sort of outlook of things, and all of the negative things that are going on are easy to see when we look for them. But what I'm finding is that it also is easy to see the things that I want to see, like joy, kindness, respect, love, the expansion of love on the planet, when I see people connecting in so many different ways, and how exciting it is to be alive at this point in time, to be part of what will become a fairly hysterical, profound moment in time. And so here's the deal is I don't get to control anything outside of myself. There's nothing I can control. Trust me, I've tried. Trust me, I'd love if the world would just be according to Tanya. But so far, in my 47 and a bit years on the planet, I haven't found a way to create that. So right now, I'm taking a look at what I can control, which is my behaviors, my choices, my actions, my inactions, my reactions, the content that I put in or allow in, the content that I eat, what I'm eating and putting in my body as nourishment, being more mindful. And so today I did a lot of meditating. I did a lot of listening to things that were uplifting, things that were teaching me things where I could see and feel my body leaning in. I could feel like expanding in my beingness, and I could understand things that were clicking those sensories, which was like, okay, so now I have a voracious appetite for more of this, more laughter, more kindness, more content that uplifts me and allows me to expand not only to higher heights, but deeper caverns. And so I did a lot of that today, breathing. So whereas in the days previous, I may I've spent too much of my time outside of those things. So grazing Facebook, because it's such an easy thing to sort of go to, and or grazing content that in reality makes me cringe and want to back up. But for some reason, it's like watching, in slow motion, a car wreck or something. We can't look away, that piece of morbid curiosity that keeps me hooked into the machine that continues to move, whether I'm being part of it or not. And so it will always be playing in the background, and I get to choose when I dial myself in and how that will affect me. Excuse me. So today I spent a lot of time doing other things, and when I'm doing other things, I don't have time just to get caught up in all of that stuff. So today, one of the things that I'm participating in a 21-day meditation is to have written down 50 people's names who inspire me, and then why they inspired me. And it was awesome because I just kept rattling off, name after name after name. And it was so amazing because I would just sit for a second and a name would come up, a picture of someone's face would come up, and I'd remember, what about them inspires me. And I was able to write that down and actually take a look at other people inspiring me to make a different choice, me to make a difference in my own life, and me to do something different, take action in a different direction. And I'm so thankful. I have way more than 50 people, of course, but when I got to the 50th person, I just felt so uplifted. I felt such invigoration in my body that wasn't this intensity. It was this calm, surrendered place, and I really enjoyed being there for a long time today. My first card today that I pulled was Story Keeper. Tell your story, legacy, write down your thoughts. I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories. I love them to be big and bold and dramatic and full of energy. And I like to be over the top. And that's just a part of who I am. When I'm at Toastmasters giving a speech, I use my body language. Everything's talking, everything's communicating when I'm talking. When I talk here, I'm expressing myself in a way that allows me, I know that I'm not talking to anybody in particular. I'm actually talking to myself, which is rich, because I do it all the time. But there's a way or something that happens in the process of that where I get to check in and tell my story. And I think it's important because I think we all have a story. We all have something to say, and we all have something to add that makes a contribution in a direction that uplifts everything, or we can if we choose to. The second card that I pulled today was Catch Me Again, because I'm obviously still needing the message that it's okay at this precipice, that I feel this anxiousness that I feel about taking a leap of faith into being more of myself, being more and bolder and bigger than I ever have been. And it's a scary prospect because every time I've ever done that, I've been shunned, I've been shamed, I've been disgraced. I felt like sometimes the carpet was pulled out from underneath me, and it hasn't been a very good feeling from time to time. But here I am again at this choice, at this place of looking over the edge and thinking, what is it that I want? I want more. I'm being called to more. I'm being pulled and drawn in a direction that utilizes more of my talents and my abilities. And I've got some really great things going on. So although I spend some time in, oh my God, I'm so scared, I spend way more time now in that kind of relaxed space where I'm engaging the things that bring me joy. For instance, I'm now, helping other people that are suffering from mental health challenges with comedy through therapy. It's called Hilarapy. And it is the best thing that ever happened to me. So comedy is one thing. I love comedy. But I was really clear that I wanted to use my comedy in a way that was helping other people, because my comedy came through terrific tragedy. And the ways that I was able to get through that tragedy is through laughter and lending myself to the idea that life isn't over, that I get to smile again, that I get to laugh again, that I get to create this place of safety within the laughter, because some of it probably would have killed me if I couldn't laugh my way through it. And so 2 years ago, when I took the course through Addictive Comedy at the time, which is now Hilarapy, and really found out some, in-depth things about myself, and understanding that I'm now being called into leadership in that place because I've done my own personal healing, that I get to help someone else by giving them a hand up, by saying, here, you know what? You get to do your process. You get to have your feelings. You get to find your laughter. And being in service really matters to me. It's what I've spent most of my life doing. And it brings me tremendous amounts of joy and worth, making an influential contribution to bringing people joy and bringing people together. And I see the building of community there. It's amazing. So glad to be a part of that. My third card that I pulled today was Keeper of Secrets. Basically, discernment, confide in only trusted friends, keep silent about your knowledge. What I take from that card is this idea that not necessarily secret, but the sort of calmness that comes from not, going out and da 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 and announcing everything, but coming from such a clean place of an intention in sharing laughter and love on the planet that comes through sharing intimately, quality time with people that we love, being able to discern between, trying to grab things out there like attention from my ego, and or turning that into a place of what can I contribute to the bigger picture today that brings joy, that helps healing, that helps people understand that they are seen and heard. And in spending a lot of time doing that today, I'm noticing the little things like tuning in, pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. A poem by Mary Oliver, which to me sums up everything that we ever need to know in this life. Pay attention. Be astonished and tell about it. Amazing words to live by. I'm so glad that I get to see you every day and that I get to talk these things out, and it's in my mind all day about the things that I'm learning, and I get to talk these things through with myself, because right now that's who I'm looking at, which is quite perfect. I invite you to send kindness and love into the world today, and I hope that you're staying safe and well and sane. Till tomorrow. See you tomorrow.